Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Nerds Amalgamated. I'm the Professor and my co-hosts are Buck and the DJ. This week we have an interview with Bradley Hennessey, a young Australian game developer who is famous for creating the game An Aspie Life.
Hey guys! Oh, press the button. Hey guys!
So how you going, Bradley?
I'm doing pretty good. It's school holidays, but I'm getting there. Working through it. How are you guys?
Working through it.
Yeah, working through it. It's been assignments and stuff. You know how it is. It's been fun, and unfortunately, it's coming to the end now. The holidays, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, what assignments have you been working on?
Oh man, so we've got currently 3. They're all for two of them are game development. One's level design, one's developing a game, and the other one is for CGI modeling. And they're all a group, and it's fun. You know, it's group assignments. I'm not gonna rag on about anything here because someone could be listening. You never know.
Yeah, Bradley's flexing.
It's just hey, but no, actually things are starting to roll now. It's getting to the end. I'm ready for a holiday, a big holiday. Maybe England.
Yeah, that could work. A nice slow boat to just anywhere would be nice, or a spaceship.
A spaceship? I'll be the first one to Mars. I'll just leave right now. Elon Musk, come at me.
Well, last episode we were actually talking about the fact that there were space hotels in the making.
But I saw some news headline of that. I believe rings some blurry memory of mine. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll go rent one of those right now. Are they available?
Well, apparently you can stay on the what's the name?
Space Station?
International Space Station.
Yeah.
So it wasn't last episode, the episode before that, sorry. And it's at a reasonable price. The only problem is you've got to get yourself there and back. So a bit of a walk.
You could spacewalk it. You just need a rocket, get out there, then they can just drop you off in the middle of nothing and just you might survive.
Well, if you've survived through university, it's a good option. So just
like I'm done, guys. I'm out of here. I'm leaving the planet. Most students leave for America or different. I'm leaving the planet. I'm out of here.
Hey, it'd be nice and peaceful.
True. Just me.
QUT, a university for the real universe.
Yeah. Actually, no. Wait. I'm UQ. Everyone, scram. Intruder.
Get out of here.
Be gone. No, I'm QT. There's no wars tonight, my friends.
I was going to say, I didn't think you were snobby.
Stuff you want. I'm got a degree.
Boy, how long has it? So this whole meeting, how long has it been planning this whole episode?
Oh man, it's been a year and a bit. Like
we were going back and forth, like, hey, when we meet,
hey, you want to do an interview podcast thing? Oh yeah, sure. Creek. Oh, email. Hey, it's 6 months later. Hey guys.
Yeah, we were kind of preoccupied with other like personal stuff, and also supernova at the time. So
yeah, no wonder.
We were preoccupied.
It's also taken about that long for us to get business cards to hand out next time we interview someone.
Right there. Nice big pack of business cards.
That's it. And we just had to get ourselves sorted out, get ourselves to some semblance of professionalism.
Definitely there. We've got look at this professional mic. It's beautiful. Looks expensive.
This isn't the DJ's dodgy, barely holding together mic, is it?
It doesn't look dodgy to me. It looks look, if it was masking tape or something, some masking tape, maybe some pop sticks, then maybe I'll have a different.
He must have bought himself a new one.
My mic boom is held together with cable ties. So anyway, let's get on with the interview now. So Bradley's game An Aspie Life and his work on it has been nominated for Australian Game of the Year at the 2018 Australian Game Awards, the AIIA's National Senior Students Award in 2017, the ACMI Screen IT Senior Game in 2017, and the Young ICT Explorers Queensland and National Awards in 2017. So what compelled you to become a game developer, and how did you get started?
So right back at the beginning, this is probably the first time I ever thought about it. So I don't know what grade I was. let's just say I was grade 4, primary school, grade 4, something like that. You had the old scrolly book club. It was like, hey kids, want to buy some books? Actually, it's all just toys. But I was looking through it as a kid, and it's like a book said how to become a game developer. I wanted it, but my parents said no, because it's like, we're not getting you into that industry, Brad. Look where that's turned up. So basically, then after that, came into year 8, started high school. Met some old friends I had from the previous year in primary school, and we went to the computer club. And at that time, I was pretty heavily into video gaming itself, but Minecraft, Little Big Planet, the big ones at the time for kids. And we went in there, and pretty much there was just this program called Game Maker, and I made a really terrible, program that basically moved a pixel to one side of the screen, and it blew my mind. And from then on, I've just been constantly just hiding in the basement making video games nonstop, and it's gotten me somewhere somehow. So that's where it basically all began. Like, that was the main. It wasn't really compelling. The compelling reason was that I wanted to be share stories through interactive medium. I think that was the main thing that compelled me. Because, I enjoyed film and making animations, stop sign animations, but something about games just caught my interest about having players interact with a story. I think it's the main thing that pushed me through those years into where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So your studio is named Ender Lost. Where did that name come from?
Oh my god, Lena, if you're hearing this later on, you'll know the answer instantly. She gets to one straight. So basically, Ender Lost. I was heavily just addicted to Minecraft. The Ender was my favorite thing. Like, it was like, this is like, we're 13 years old. It was like Ender and Lost, because Lost sounds edgy and cool with Ender. And put studios on this, and the end makes it sound professional. So that's where the name came from. I just kind of stuck with it. All the friends I made all said, well, join your studio, Brad. Like, 13-year-olds. I basically all abandoned the project. But like, I don't know why. I just kept with that name the entire time. It sort of just accidentally became a real studio.
They're often the best ones.
Yeah, we've all had those slightly cringy high school names.
Now I'm like, I probably should rebrand, but now everyone knows Ender Lost Studio. It's like, man, I'm going to be stuck with this now.
It's like one of those old high school pictures,
Yeah.
10 years later down the track, and you get married, and they prop it up on the slideshow going, this is what happened when he was a kid.
I don't know, maybe Mojang will send me a lawsuit. Stop using Ender.
I don't know, they're probably more likely to want to sponsor you and get some involvement.
It just gets bought out by Microsoft. They don't even need to rebrand it like 343 Industries. It's already done for them.
Oh.
Well, now I think about it, they Mojang by themselves probably would be okay with it, because they had that whole lawsuit that they thought was a bit silly, where Bethesda's lawyers tried to sue them for using the name Scrolls for one of their games, because that's totally confusable with the Elder Scrolls and then a subtitle, which is what everyone calls it anyway.
Yeah, because they were the first people to use scrolls, like the ancient Hebrews and so forth never used scrolls.
It's not I've never heard of that one specifically, but I have heard of one before. The fry pan lawsuits going around. What was it, by PUBG developers? You can't use these frying pans. Frying pans copyright us. Wait, is it what? There's a game called Little Big Planet? Oh wait, there's a game. What was the other game called? They use fry pans constantly. Oh man,
GTA?
No, it wasn't GTA as well. But like, everyone just uses fry pans. Like, fry pans are specifically our weapon. We invented it. Like, no, hang on, that's not right.
Hang on, Hollywood would have that first, wouldn't they? Because they had movies like, I think it was Maren Park-Kettle back in the day. She whacked one of the guys over the head with a fry pan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where everything comes from, Hollywood. Well, from there, Hollywood probably got the idea from some guy, maybe during a war, something used a fry pan. Who knows? But no, Hollywood definitely, yeah. But no, it's our idea. Stop.
Yep.
If anyone knows what the first use of a frying pan as a weapon in media was, send us a letter.
Was it the first use to cook stuff?
No, the first as a weapon. Like, the first time someone hit someone with a frying pan.
Smash those tomatoes. Gotta see that blood drip.
Gotta get that sound of nut cracking.
Smash.
I'm actually getting a little bit nervous now. The DJ's talking about cracking nuts. Don't get too carried away there, DJ. You might crack yourself.
So, Brad, An Aspie Life is a representation of how you face the world on a day-to-day basis. What got you started with that idea?
So, the basic premise of when they got that idea was, what was it around? We're around September 2017. No, 2016. Yeah, 2016. And I was developing a game at the time called Dark Hours 2, and I've been developing it for 3 years. It was pretty terrible. Shitty game you make when you're upskilling. But basically, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't working. It's terrible. The story's cringy. It's edgy. Mid-teenage. Yeah, cancelled it and just left that. So I was basically looking for a new project. What can I do? What can I make a new game on? Basically, at the time I was starting to discover more about myself, just thinking more about how I face the world and how I'm different from other people or similar to other people in those sort of ways. And I thought, hey, I need to make a new game. Autism, Asperger's. Hey, let's make a game about autism. So that's basically where it formed from.
How hard was it to translate those ideas into gameplay?
Oh, man. So in some ways difficult, in some ways not. It was mainly mixed bag depending on what it was. So the difficulty mainly came from having to listen to myself and how my interaction is with everyday life and things like that, right? And then take that and then try and reform it into a gameplay mechanic that's both fun and educational in a way, but it teaches the player and it in some way represents reality. That was probably the most difficult part in trying to represent reality as a game mechanic because reality doesn't focus around games much. So that was the hardest part.
Were there any hurdles that you personally faced while you were creating the game?
Oh, geez, multiple. So for first instance, I was stuck using GameMaker. I'm still stuck using GameMaker, which it's an alright engine, but the problem was I was on version 8.1 of Classic, and I was trying to mix between updating to Studio and Classic, and then of course from that you have different compatibility issues. So that was fun, having just files randomly go stop. Hey, you're not going to be making anything today. I'm corrupted. But then outside of that, oh geez, a lot around coding. I was still getting familiar with code at the time. I wasn't the best. I was mainly just upskilling. I was doing it for my enjoyment, so I wasn't doing anything I wouldn't push myself too far. So it was mainly just me trying to get these things to work. And in the end, it came together, but it's not the neatest.
Were you aware of tools like Git that could have saved you from corrupted files?
Sort of and sort of not. I really wasn't heavily into developing. At the time, I was developing things for my own enjoyment. So I wasn't investing myself into these. Unlike now, I wasn't investing myself into these things. And the other issue of Git was I was mainly developing as a school. So obviously Git was not allowed in school computers because of blockage and things like that. So I was unable to. It was basically just messing around with USBs the whole time. I kept them in my breast pocket. It was the most dearest things to me. If anyone, I don't think there's any photos from high school of it, but people who remember me from high school remember Brad has his breast pocket with his wallet and his USBs, and it's that's how I kept them under control right here.
Yep, never mess with the person's USBs.
No, never. You want to fight? Do you want to take my USBs?
I think
they're precious to me.
I'm just getting images now of Smeagol sitting there. My precious, my precious,
the precious USBs. No one can take them from me.
Can you imagine the next gladiatorial battles will be the prize for being the opponent will be this whole 4 gigabytes USB full of anime.
No. It's gonna be a reboot of Lord of the Rings. It's going to be set in the future because we need to make it so kids can relate now. So let's just make it so it's all about the precious is the USBs with my.
Yeah, except instead of throwing it into the fires of Mount Doom, you're trying to deliver it to the teacher by the time you assign it.
No. It's actually just trying to hide from the FBI.
There we go. We're back on the blacklist.
And we'll be facing countless enemies along the way.
Your parents, your teachers, your mentors. Everyone has supported you.
Some of us, it'll just be a mirror.
The final boss. No. What's the big bad in Lord of the Rings?
Sauron.
No, it's just a giant mirror. It's just glares a camera at you. It's this is you.
I was actually thinking the Balrog.
Yeah, that could work as well.
Because then you get to do the classic, you shall not pass,
Not pass, but myself.
just-
Oh no.
and just run face banging into the mirror.
It's like just reflection the whole time.
So, who did you first pitch the game to, and how did they react?
Man. First person I pitched a game to. My mum probably. This is like, okay, sure. Pretty much is that. She does not understand IT that well, so it's more just like whenever I do anything to her, she's just like, sure, Brad, you do your thing. I don't understand technology. Go in your basement dwell.
Oh, that's cruel, man.
Not that much, but it's like pretty much just. I will try to understand, Brad, but I don't understand. Don't bother explaining to me. From that, yeah, and I think biggest one was I did it to my teacher at the time, Mr. Stewart, and he was like, I was working on a small prototype at the time because got to see what this is, like try out the new art styles. Thinking of, it was like, yeah, good job canceling Dark Hours. I think this is a far better idea. Go with it. More, Brad, more. If anyone knows Mr. Stewart, basically how he was is basically you show him something. It's like, hey, sir, I made this whole rain weather system, changed from day and night, and oh man, I spent more, Brad.
Your teacher sounds like David Cage.
I was actually just thinking the exact same thing. We've got a friend, and they get rather violently angry when we start to impersonate David Cage and just say, "Give me more." If you're listening, Talia, I'm not trying to have you come and get angry.
Like she has a very distinct hate for David Cage.
So she wouldn't like my David Cage body pillow? Okay, that's
Careful, Bradley. We'll have to put you into witness protection.
Man.
We had an episode where we recorded and we were discussing this, and we're talking about how Talia wanted to actually go and basically just kill him because he was a waste of space. And I said, but you'd have to make sure you killed him properly before you dug the grave, because otherwise he'd be sitting there when you're down. You think, and you turn around and go, "Is this deep enough?" And he'd be there going, "No, give me more."
How do you even know David Cage can be killed? He's immortal. You just destroy some of his movies. He'll just appear in front of you. Stop. There's no.
See, I could get myself out of trouble now if he does appear in front of me, and I snot him well enough. I will have a friend for life.
I'm sorry, David Cage, if you're listening to this. I don't know why he would be, but it's hey.
Well, we spoke about China the other week, and we suddenly had an extra 800 extra website traffic visits that week, all from China.
China. Big Brother.
And it's not that they're hackers; it's just they've got better computers.
That's our running gag. if you want to know the deep lore to that joke.
Yes, for reference, it's an advertising pitch from, I think, Intel advertising laptops in China about a year ago. They literally advertised it as being able to run more plugins and showed a video of a player cheating at PUBG.
Oh, man.
So you said your teacher was particularly supportive. Was there any other support and resources you had helping you to make this game?
So it was our teachers, Ms. Doherty, and some of it's just not much to the school, really. It was mainly the IT students that I knew. My friends, obviously, at the school. But outside of that, not really much to begin with. After a while, obviously, once the wards started to come in and, starting exposure, of course, then some more people came in. But to begin with, not really. It was mainly just those I knew locally at school.
Okay. So with the format of the game, you've got the side-scrolling platform. Is there a particular reason why you chose that, or instead of going with first person, was it just because it would have been simpler, or?
So there's a few things. So First person was pretty much impossible because I wasn't used to Unity at the time or 3D game development really, because most of the time I've been using GameMaker, which is primarily 2D based. But I was deciding between going that side-scrolling isometric view compared to classic like RPG top-down view. And the other was the side-scrolling because I thought it could be more what's the word?
Aesthetic?
No, not aesthetics. Aesthetics. Atmospheric, because of you're more inside the world from that side-scrolling perspective. Scrolling backgrounds and all this stuff compared to top-down. And I've also been mainly doing side-scrolling games at the time, so that was the biggest reason. But yeah,
fair enough.
So, were there any myths or misconceptions you had about game development?
That's a fun question. Misconceptions. So, all right, this is the biggest one that comes to my mind. This is from me when I was like really young. So I used to think every video game was made like a Game & Watch game. So, you would go into like, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. No. Every single movement of every single character, every action was actually just a frame. And they just put them together in some line, like some movie. It's like, what? Now I'm looking back now, and it's like, what is this? This is not right. But yeah, apart from that, which was pretty big, but was pretty young at the time. Oh man, it'd be mainly the industry itself. Obviously, the game industry, it's a bit of a rocky place. Like I know now from having experiences in there. But at the time, obviously, when you're outside and stuff, you're not used to these things. You just hear about game developers. You don't really know what they do. They make games. How they make games? Is there coding? But yeah, obviously now I understand it a lot better because experiences.
So, speaking of the games industry, how do you feel about the current state of the industry in Australia?
Oh man, yeah, it's sad and also fun, but also really sad. I mean, after the global financial crisis, it basically destroyed all AAA studios in Australia. So that was pretty terrible because everyone just moves to America because it's just cheaper dollar and everything. Then outside of the AAA studios, you're a lot of indie devs, but statistically showing a typical indie studio in Australia only lasts for like 3 to 4 years, a lot more if lucky. And it's just how it is, I guess, because it's just money and there's no support. Like it's all self-funded within itself, pretty much. There is Screen Queensland, there's a few organizations, and government funding is there in places, but not much. So it's not like much incentive in some ways, which is probably why we don't have much of industry. Obviously, there's a lot of indie devs, tons of indie devs, but yeah, it's very rocky and very rough. And like we've got like the best place right now to be a dev in Australia is Melbourne, because like next week's International Game Developers Week there and PAX. That's basically where everything happens. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Put it simply, compared to other places in the world, it's a sad reality.
It would be sad having to go to Melbourne. Such a horrible city.
Oh, my feelings. No,
I got friends in Melbourne. I always tease them.
I enjoy Brisbane a lot, and I think they both have merit. Melbourne definitely for networking is the biggest one.
Yeah,
I like to call Melbourne the New York of Australia because you just go down there, it feels very different.
New York? I was thinking more California.
California? Come on.
No, California has nice weather.
We're further cold, so that's like,
Yeah, we do. So Melbourne's probably not too bad.
Oh, it's freezing down there right now.
We've got more illegal immigrants in Queensland than they do down in Victoria anyway. But, yeah. So do you think the current state of the gaming industry has been helpful in terms of promoting awareness for various issues, or it's all just a little bit of half-hearted, tongue-in-cheek approach to it, where they're saying they're going to do it, but just never actually deliver?
Well, in terms depending on the issue, promoting mental health and those sort of things, I think Australia is doing pretty well because there's a lot of games. There's a lot of games actually being developed in Australia that do focus on topics like that. But when it comes to issues within the game industry itself, it's mixed because not many studios here really, from what I know, overwork employees and stuff because it's illegal. But it's and also the fact there is no AAA studios here anymore since a couple months ago because that one that did no one shut down. it wasn't AAA, it was off branch. But
Yeah, I think there was also Hands of Fate.
yes, Defiant Development is shut down. They're not AAA. They're like mid tier AA. They're AA devs. they shut down the other month as well. So just like there's not in terms of those, like the issue here isn't what everyone else in the game industry and places of the world is facing, which is overworking and just bad bosses and stuff. Here it's a lot more the fact that there is nothing. Put it simply, there is stuff, but it's not like, oh, you finished your university degree, and hey guys, here's your job. It's the same really for a lot of workplaces now, but it's interesting.
Do you want to see more government involvement in these types of awareness, bringing up awareness and stuff? Do you want to see more of that, or?
I mean, if it's mental awareness, yes, definitely. Or for mental awareness on health-related topics and stuff like that. But I think awareness for that we have industry would also be nice. Like also funding money, please. We have some money. Because like the industry, they do a good, like as I said before, mental health and stuff. It does get a lot of exposure here and things. But definitely, the more businessy side of game development is what's often lacking, and people don't. The government doesn't really spend any time on.
Now, I've heard from your posts on the Bregda page and some other places that you're working on An Aspie Life too. Do you have any other upcoming projects?
So Aspie Life Beginnings, the prequel. Apart from that, so that's the prequel I'm currently working on for the game, the previous game, and set quite a few years before the first one in a remote village / town. It's like kind of almost it's coming to the end of its life. People are moving away. So I won't say too much about it because it's still in development. No.
Spoilers.
Spoilers are really many spoilers because it's a prequel, so that's why you make a prequel, because then people don't play the first game. But outside of that, not really. Got some personal projects with friends and stuff, just for fun. Got a game jam coming up as usual. The train jam. I'm doing the train jam on the with my friend Lena down to so it's two international game. So it's two of the Melbourne International Games Week. So that's actually Saturday. So we're doing a game jam on a train to Melbourne.
Wow. That must be fun.
It's the first time they've ever done it. So it's going to be, who knows how it's going to go? Because usually the first time something happens, it's going to be an absolute, madness. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'll have so many stories to tell.
So just out of curiosity, that you're saying there you're working on a prequel to An Aspie Life. Is that... is that where it's the decision of vaccinating versus not vaccinating and that sort of thing? To just help support those anti-vax deluded idiots?
It's not going to focus. I did think about it during the first game's development. Definitely, that did come to mind because it was, it's such a clusterfuck, put it simply. But
we tend to pay out on them about that, so yeah.
But the new one, it's more focusing on like childhood and being, I guess in some ways it does, but it's more focusing on autism as a child and more how people with autism, or at least people with autism are like similar in some ways to people and in other ways not, because it does it focuses on a much more broader range of autistic traits and people on the autistic spectrum. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be out one day.
So what's your favorite common misconception about autism?
Oh, man. Misconception. I mean, there's a lot. And favorite misconception. Okay, the one that I get a lot, it's like, hey, you're not autistic. That's the one that a lot of people get, because, I've had I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old. So I've had since 3, I've had all those years of therapy and, programs to help me learn social skills and stuff. So I've learned, to be more mature when I communicate with people over those years. But I still have it. But obviously, because it's like, hey, you're not a stereotypical autistic child, is screaming, just being that kind of person that just people will think is insane. Pretty simply.
Yeah.
That's the same. It's totally not true in any way. But that's the thing people believe when they hear autism. It's going to make your child go crazy. They're going to, and that's not what happens. It's not what it is. But that's the big one.
So you haven't had anyone say, but you're not like Rain Man, though. Aren't you supposed to be like this genius at certain things and completely useful at everything else?
Man, that's the weird thing. It's like very all over the place. Like I had that as well. But it's because autism's put on the spectrum. So you got from it's changed. It's now called D1, D2, D3 because they changed the numbering system every couple of years. So basically, you got D1 people who are like where I am pretty much. You know, they've got autism, Asperger's syndrome. They're high functioning autism. And then you got the lower functioning, then just normal autism, and then unclassified. So like that's the thing that gets everyone tripped out, I think, because everyone thinks like you think you'll hear this autism. Cool, but that autism is a range. There's so many different people along it, and no one's the same. Mm-hmm. So everyone jumps to the negative stuff, and that's obviously, you know, the bad, but like that far end where it's like you can't function in society pretty much. But no one, because everyone likes things to be black and white pretty much, not just gray. And the autism spectrum is gray. It's a lot of shades of gray, and it's a lot of different types and personalities there. And
you said high functioning there. Just for those listening, high functioning just means how close a person with autism looks similar to you in their behavior. It's not how they deal with the world. They still got varying issues that will trigger them. So yeah, sorry, I just thought I'd better point that out because people always seem to think high functioning means you're a super genius and that sort of stuff. So any expansion plans for your studio?
Expansion plans? No. Well, I've got a friend coming on board. Lena's going to come on board and help me out a bit. Apart from that, not really, because don't have the money.
So you're not going to get like a second table and a extra computer sitting there?
I've got all I need right now for this game, at least. I mean, after this one, I'm not going to be planning to make any more for like big games. I'm going to go a bit smaller because it's an RPG. So it's like, oh, what am I doing to myself? Yeah, it's it's one day maybe. But right now, it's just too risky, pretty much, to do anything more major.
Okay, so a more fun question to ask. What's your favorite anime?
Hey, weebs. All right.
No. We're not allowed to tease the DJ about being a weeb.
Okay. It's a tie between Lupin the Third and Neurostate Zero.
Most hated anime?
Most hated? Oh, man.
You've got a list?
No, I never had most hated anime. Don't think I really had. No, nothing really comes to mind, actually.
Most annoying anime, then?
Okay. Everyone that watches JoJo's, please remove yourself from the
Oh, JoJo, what's it? Okay, give us the explanation, please. We need to hear this.
What?
I'm a bit of a JoJo's fan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Myself, but,
well, just
yeah, I don't mind it.
Then leave the room.
Leave the room, please. JoJo's is a great anime, but it does. There are fan communities, and then there is a JoJo's fan community. Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know.
It's true.
Yeah. Was it the general rule? Fandoms kill stuff.
Yep.
They're the Rick and Morty of the anime world.
Pretty much.
I thought Dragon Ball was the Rick and Morty of the anime.
But everyone loves Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is but Dragon Ball is like the fan community for that. It's like, I'm not a otaku. I'm not a weeb. I watch Dragon Ball. It's not anime. It's mainstream.
Dragon Ball's only so popular because it's the only anime 6-year-old boys could watch back in the early 2000s.
But what about my Sailor Moon?
If you watch that, you turn out like the DJ.
Okay, I watch Pokemon, so shh.
Oh no. We won't pick on Pokemon. Our publishing studio for our podcast is operated by the Podfather, and he is a Pokemon fan. So yeah, I'd get myself blacklisted if we had anything bad said about Pokemon. I'd be getting a very stern email of please explain. But yeah, so and here's a twisted question for you. What's your favorite word?
Favorite word? That is a twisted question. How about my favorite word is twisted? No.
That's not moist or something like that?
That's a hard one. Favorite word. Oh, yeah. Yeet. How that? Yeet. Yeet.
Oh, well, DJ, you're in trouble. The DJ tends to use words like yeet and that sort of stuff
I don't even use
to try and
yeet.
sound cool. And we end up having to go and we sit there and we just smile and nod and then go Google to try and figure out what he's been saying to us to get it translated.
That's just because you're old, but
Well, yeah, I'll grant that one. Yeah, but when you have an entire conversation with the DJ on Messenger and it's half of it's letters or weird acronyms, and you're going, and you just go what, and he has to sit there and we've actually instituted a rule on our group Messenger chat where he has to type out the entire word, otherwise he starts getting a warning alert come up.
You are one evil man, you know that, Buck.
I did warn you.
Let's abbreviate that.
I'll need Urban Dictionary just to figure out like how to spell them.
He does. We asked. He actually asked me how to spell. Oh my god, OMG.
Oh my god! Can you believe?
So, what's your favorite curse word then?
Curse word. Okay, I'll be wondering, are we M or we?
We generally try to stay family friendly, but we do have a warning of there is occasionally offensive language. Mainly just because of the fact that every now and again I tend to have a bit of a rant where I pick on Chinese hackers.
Watch out here.
Game players with superior computing power.
Curse word. F word, pretty much. Pretty much that one.
Okay. So what other profession in the world would you like to attempt?
Other profession. So recently I've been getting into marketing. So, pretty generic. But it's more just like marketing and teaching. They're more just backups in case game dev doesn't hold out because it's a rocky industry. So marketing and teaching, those are the ones I push myself into now, side projects. So those two pretty much. I mean, if there was another profession I would enjoy really pushing myself into, but I haven't yet, it would be photography and films for TV. I mean, they both pretty much go hand in hand with game development. I mean, not game development, but like games. It's the industry next door. But that, of course, also has its own set of, you got to build yourself up in there, which takes a lot of effort. But perhaps that one day.
Okay. So if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, man. Okay. Come, my child. You have been great. You'd have to make no more games. Eternal sanctuary for making. I'll make the games for you. You're like, thank you. No more games. I don't need to make another one.
It wouldn't be now for the boss battle of your life.
I've already had too many boss battles of making these things shift. That would be in hell. Seriously, that would be hell. Now the boss battle.
Can you imagine hell? Like when you beat the boss, they go, "Here's a loot box for you."
Oh, God.
We tell you time and again, it's a surprise mechanism.
Surprise mechanic. It's actually a surprise mechanic. What do you? It's like Kinder eggs. You open it up, and it's a surprise. What's wrong? What's wrong, European English Game Commission? There's nothing wrong here.
Have you heard the other one? Then the same company, another spokesman from the same company said it's like opening a packet of baseball cards.
Oh, wow, yes. Yeah, it's like opening a packet of baseball cards. It's not like Rory did it with the soccer cards.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that, like being in hell and you see the devil, like he gives you this surprise mechanic?
Hey,
What would you do if you got to that stage?
Personally, I would go for creating a hack. So I can buy.
I would get the Chinese people with the good computers to come help.
Well, same thing.
No, it would be I'll fight fire, make my own loot box system. Be like, hey, now you want me to get yours, you got to get mine.
That's actually a pretty good response. So tell us something that's true that almost nobody agrees with you on.
True that nobody agrees with me on.
So DJ gets this all the time. So he tells us stuff and we never agree with him.
Oh man. Nobody agrees. Okay, that's a hard one. Oh yeah, okay. Yurusei Tsuru's best anime of all time? Shoot me. No one agrees with me with that one. And
Which one?
Yurusei Yatsura.
I've heard that name before.
I have no idea what it is.
Time to Google, my friends.
I think I've actually got that in amongst my
He's like,
extended watching list of things to get onto eventually.
Man, it is just 6 movies, 12 OVAs, 295 episodes. Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
It's kind of like Blood Sea and a whole heap of other things. I've just got on my list of things to eventually get through and watch.
101 anime to watch before you die.
Only 101?
You got to put the limit somewhere. All anime to watch.
That's the goal, is to watch as many of them as I can.
Well, that's harder than with Western shows, because then you get stuff like One Piece, which is 900 episodes long. That'll take you most of your life to go through.
Yeah, but it'd be a life well worth spent.
Yeah, but I know a guy who binged the whole thing in 3 months.
Huh? 3 months?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You should call Netflix.
No, don't. They'll use it as an excuse to bump the price up even further than they already are.
Oh man.
So, what would be your ultimate superpower?
Teleportation, instantly. Teleportation. I would like to just teleport to where I want to go instead of taking a bus or car. Who doesn't want to just be in bed and then 5 seconds later be at work? Oh, cool.
Hopefully you take a little bit of time to change out of your pajamas.
That's part of the skill.
Yeah. I was just thinking that could just be completely disastrous. You sit there in summer and you're just sleeping in just a pair of shorts. Teleport to work.
It's all back quickly.
Hello, HR. It's happened again.
Just remember buying what was it? Roots didn't work for the boys on Big Bang Theory when they got in trouble with HR.
But here's the problem. Here's the thing with teleportation. You would save a lot of money, though, wouldn't you?
Oh hell yeah!
But would you? Would you really though?
Of course.
Of course.
You wouldn't be spending it on travel, but you'd spend it on other things as you got more time.
I am good with my money. I am a good financial advisor. Trust me, sir. How much did you lose in your bank account?
Oh, you know, we're perfect though. They're perfect. Imagine teleportation. You're playing a game of PUBG and you lose. You teleport to China. See what type of computer they have, and then you can go. They do have better computers than us.
Did you bring a frying pan?
No. If you're going to China, it'd be a wok. Which I actually was Googling just before about the fry pan. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the fry pan as it is didn't start appearing until the 19th century. But the wok was actually used in China for more than just cooking. It was also used as armor and weapons.
So they have the legal
back to 15th century, I think it was. I found. So yeah.
So someone needs to go and skim through the Three Kingdoms saga at some point and find the bit where Liu Bei beats someone up with a wok.
And we're going to be getting a whole lot more visits from China this week, I guess. Okay, so which game would you prefer, Super Mario Brothers or Zelda?
Why are you doing this to me?
Or would you rather kick it up a notch? Assassin's Creed or Skyrim?
Oh, that's easier. Skyrim. Sorry, Freya.
What about the other one? What would you rather have?
Zelda.
Zelda?
Zelda. Come on. Mario, he has mushrooms constantly. Come on. we don't want to support drugs with kids.
Okay, but studies show that mushrooms can have a positive effect on people with depression. So what does this say about Mario's home life?
I mean, if Bowser's there, then,
The golden if she wears the golden crown, that is.
But see, you've also got the fact, like, if you go back, because I grew up in a time when everything around me was about misbehaving and taking drugs, where, like, one of the most popular games when I was growing up was Pac-Man. A guy who's bug-eyed, running around eating pills and chasing ghosts. So if that's not LSD, I don't know what is. You had Puff the Magic Dragon was on TV. All these sorts of things. And yeah, so if you're worried about him eating mushrooms, just remember he used to try and beat Donkey Kong back in the original game.
No, I'll actually just go to an arcade. I'll become friends with an arcade manager and then cheat my way through.
Yeah, but you get kicked out though.
You're only in 20 years' time.
Okay, so cape or no cape?
Cape, definitely. Come on.
Cape, definitely.
Who doesn't want a cape? You look awesome. Until you go out on the street and then realize, oh.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of modern problems with capes, like revolving doors, elevators.
Not to forget jet engines.
Yeah.
Yep.
But capes are cool. Except for, exactly. They don't help. Very practical.
Kind of like top hats. Top hats are cool. They're not practical, but they look impressive. So what's the best Wi-Fi name you've seen?
Wi-Fi name? Oh, man, we're trying to keep this, PG rated, but... but pretty much. So what happened? So basically, I was on a bus, and no, it was my neighbors actually, and it's like, wow, that's creative. They basically use symbols to make two female breasts of symbols on their cells. I was called Adam's Big Pig. I was like, oh god. That's the best I've seen. Goodbye, blacklisting.
Well, keep in mind the Wi-Fi SSID support Unicode, which means emojis. So just keep an eye out for that next time.
Like, I read someone on online somewhere. I don't know where I remember this from, but he basically like, help! I put emojis in my Wi-Fi password, and now my entire internet's broken. I crashed my phone and everything. No, I think it was because people putting emojis in the Wi-Fi past the Wi-Fi usernames. I mean, well, it appears, and Apple iPhones is not recognizing it. It was crashing. I think that was it. I can't remember exactly.
Apple sucks. That's okay. So, in one sentence, how would you sum up the internet?
Can I do one word? Madness. That's the internet. Madness. You go on there, it's like, hey, I'm just going to go on Twitter today. Oh, I'm going to go on Reddit. Oh, I'm going to go to Facebook. Oh, cat photos. Hey, you stole it from Reddit. Like, it's madness. That's the internet in a nutshell, at least to me.
And then you follow a link to 4chan and you're permanently scarred.
So there's something called Talk and goes in the dark web, deep web. Ooh.
So if your life were a video game, which video game would you like it to be?
If my life was a video game. Okay, let's think about it seriously. So I wouldn't like to be in Call of Duty or any shooters. For the simple fact of getting shot. I would like to be in fantasy setting could be cool. No, Stardew Valley.
Hey!
Simple. No one's gonna come hurt me. I'll just plant my plants or that or Animal Crossing. No. I mean, it would be cool being a Skyrim or something, but who knows until some dragon comes down and just stomps me. Think about these things realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, haven't you seen the Battle Royale mod for Stardew?
There's a battle royale.
I think you shocked him. Say it again.
Why? Why is there a battle royale mod? Help me, please.
Because apparently everything's got to be battle royale now. Because apparently that's what some lunatic somewhere has said that is the most popular game format.
I saw a meme for that once. It's like walks into E3. Walks into E3 was 2015 loot boxes, Call of Duty games. Walks into E3 like 2017. Battle Royale. It's the new thing.
Even Civilization just got a Battle Royale mode.
Please stop. Please.
What is it now?
Killing me.
The Fallout 76 even has a battle royale. And I'm thinking, how can Fallout 76 have a battle royale when nobody wants to play that game at all?
Surprisingly, it's pretty popular.
Is that after spending like $50 or more?
No, there's a YouTuber I watch who plays it, and they just released a new map a couple of weeks ago, and it brought a lot of people back to the game.
Of course, the modding community fixing everything as usual.
Have they instigated the theme song that I've suggested they need to bring in for Fallout 76?
Sweet Little Lies?
No, Lonely.
Not the Akon version though.
The Bobby Darin version, I think it was.
You mean Bob Vinto?
Lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so lonely.
West Virginia, nobody around me. Hello forever. Help me, please.
I think you're mixing Bob Denver with Bobby Vinto, but okay.
That's John Denver, not Bob Denver.
Excuse me, how dare you criticize a remix?
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina.
Do you remember how much you picked on me for making that mistake about Bob Denver a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, but I pick on the DJ all the time. So, so what fictional character is amazing in their book, show, or movie, but if you had to put up with them in everyday life, you would turn around and just pour a can of petrol over them and set them alight?
Ooh, come on, not that mean. Yeah. Oh, there's definitely some.
See, everyone says, when you ask him that question, it's always like, but you can't do that. But then they think about it and they go, oh, yeah, no, yes, there's definitely someone you want to burn.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a matter of which one do I want to burn first?
Let's see. Okay, got this one and this one and this one and this. No.
He's got a list.
Just plotting down my hitman. I don't. God, what character do I hate eventually? Okay, that would be Okay, so probably, even though I kind of love him at the same time, it would probably be Ataru from USA Tsura because he's an absolute dirtbag. There's no redeeming qualities to him. He's an absolute piece of shit, but pretty much. We're supposed to describe his character up. That's his whole point of being in the show as a lead. That would probably be the one. Though he's invincible. He's called the human cockroach for a reason. So nothing kills him. He's been in outer space and nothing does. If you're going a more... there's not that many characters I can think of that have a dying passion to burn gasoline over their heads. Perhaps slap on the back and say, hey, stop it. I don't like it. Probably that.
Okay. What would some fairy tales be like if they took place in the present and included modern technology and culture?
Oh, geez. Fairy tales. I think there was one. I forgot his name. Yeah, it was called something. Mainly fairy tales about ghosts. I think ghost fairy tales. That'd be interesting. Took place in a modern setting with modern equipment. We basically Ghostbusters, but come on. we
Don't cross the stream.
Can you imagine a ghost now going, "Are you a god?" And then you go, "Hang on, wait, let me get my app."
Just need my Proton app, guys. Proton app. So that's Pokemon Go. It's ghost hunting hour. Ghosting Go.
Actually, isn't there? There's actually something similar to that already. Although it had more of a religious bent to it. It was Bible Go or something.
Bible Go? What? What is it like? Every time you see evil spirit, the power of Christ compels you. Swipe up. The power of Christ compels you. Swipe up.
Are we going to unlicensed NES games now?
I can't remember exactly all the details. I just remember it was something that I saw once, and I just thought I was cringing, and it was it was a incredibly scary idea.
They made a actually, I'm thinking of the wrong movie there, but a lot of old scary movie games have been coming out recently. I've just come up with a great idea for an Exorcist one. Or is it a Poltergeist, actually? They use the AR stuff like Pokemon Go, so you walk around holding your phone up, and then when you see a ghost, you point the phone at it and use the phone's microphones to voice recognize you, yelling, "The power of Christ compels you."
Yeah, that's Poltergeist. Oh no, sorry, The Exorcist. Yeah.
Yeah, so you end up with dozens of people running around town just screaming, "The power of Christ compels you."
Oh, but hang on, no, even better. Children of the Corn, and every time you trap a hapless victim, you have to praise He who moves behind the rose.
No. But no, instead, you have your phone, you walk around, it's like, it's called Mystery Box. You go around and then loot box appears. Pay $5 to see what's inside. So you have all these kids running around, "Mummy, I want the credit card. Help. I got 52 loot boxes today."
And then the surprise mechanism could actually be when they get hit by a car for running down on the road in front of it.
Oh no.
Oh, didn't you hear about that girl in America who tried to sue the makers of Pokemon Go because she ran out on the road to catch a Pokemon and she got hit by a car?
Surprise.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I haven't heard of that one, but I'm not surprised considering this recently or back during 2016?
Yeah, when
When it first came out.
Okay, well, there was so much stuff coming out during then. I've forgotten most of it. Remember some girl that ran into a dead body in a lake or river or something? There was a lot of relationships that came out of that. A lot of stuff happened. No, not relationships out of the dead body. Okay, please, stop that. I'm saying people meeting in Pokemon Go, not the dead. Okay.
Oh,
Pretty sure I know a couple who broke up last week from Pokemon Go. One of them got a shiny and the other didn't.
Do it. Come, Ricky, give me the shiny. Don't you love me? No. It's my shiny. Precious.
Oh, see, the makers of Pokemon Go now need to be sued because they're stealing the word shiny from Serenity.
They're both good things, Buck. They're not stealing it. They're using it in exactly the same context.
I don't know. So what's the worst soundtrack you've ever heard for a game that makes you cringe?
The worst soundtrack? Okay.
The gloves are off. The gloves are up. Uh-oh, he's gone serious now.
The worst soundtrack has...
if you need to hit someone, the DJ's there, so just feel free.
Yeah. Can I say it's the We Play fishing game soundtrack?
You can say whichever one you want.
It's the Wii. I heard that so many times, and it's still stuck in my head.
How does it go again?
No, sorry, wrong one. Not We Fish. It's the Mees. The
Oh, that
one. I got confused with it. Oops. Yeah, the Mees and the Wii. We'll drills into your mind. Pray to Lord Nintendo. Handing credit card.
Give it another couple of years and there's going to be a whole Manchurian Candidate situation. Kids are just going to hear that sound being played over their mobile phones and it's going to trigger them to go on some sort of revolution.
Like, it's the sirens. The sirens. Go. Get the...
Just replace that. Just replace, like, actual, like, emergency alarm sounds with... we better leave. The building's burning down.
But hang on, if you heard that, wouldn't you run into the burning building to get away from it?
No, stop that.
So you're trying to say reverse psychology doesn't work?
So this is how we'll decrease the world's population.
Darn it, you caught onto my secret plan. So if that's the worst, what's the best soundtrack you've heard?
Yes. Okay, the best soundtrack, Metal Slug soundtrack. That's one of my favorite. It's very rock and roll sort of way, instrumental, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Second and third would be Minecraft and Elder Scrolls. Skyrim. So
Yep.
Minecraft, but the top is Metal Slug. That's just, I like it a lot.
Which one? Which Metal Slug? 1, 2, or 3, or X?
Or 4, 5, and 6, or double X,
Yeah.
or 7.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or Advance, or Defense, or...
So just the franchise. It's just the whole franchise itself, eh?
Yeah, probably 3.
3?
3 would probably be it. That Or two, or double X, because they're both for the same soundtrack. But my favorite track has to be Back to China. Bam, bam. Yeah. Should start playing that on the podcast.
Anyway, so what game are you currently playing?
Game I'm currently playing. Not really, because I'm always developing stuff. But I guess it'll have to be between Need for Speed Underground 2, which I'm still slowly slugging my way through, and Donkey Kong Country 2.
Nice. Going for the retros, eh?
I'm a retro nerd. I've got all the consoles.
Yeah. Well, you can stick around then. DJ, you're replaced.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're just gonna have to scratch out the business cards and write your own name on there.
Well, that's basically all the questions I've got on the list here in front of me. I can't think of anything else at the moment. Not without getting into trouble anyway. Have you guys got any questions?
I do have a question for you. I played a bit of An Aspie Life, and I was wondering, did you ever what was the inspiration with the aesthetics of the game?
Oh, the Blade Runner aesthetics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I was watching Blade Runner. I really enjoyed the scenery, and I thought it like matched well in terms of like the tone and stuff.
Nice.
Plus, the purples and blues was a very like it represents the social anxiety in a way, and it's just very very easy color palette to make look good. You know, it's purple and blue. They go together really well, and it's very striking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even more reason to replace the DJ with Bradley. He's actually seeing Blade Runner.
Out of here.
Hey, what are you talking about? I did watch Blade Runner. Both of them.
Out. Remove yourself from the premises right now. Stop.
Okay, so what's the best movie of all time, as far as you're concerned?
Between the Good, Bad, and the Ugly and Blade Runner.
Solid choices. DJ.
We've got a proper man of culture here. Take notes, DJ.
DJ, what's your greatest movie of all time?
Ooh. My greatest movie of all time at the current stage would be either The Battle of the Bulge or Guns of Navarone.
It's Navarone, not Navarone.
That's still a war movie.
Every time you say that movie, you say it wrong.
Have you seen Tora?
I've seen it once upon a time, but I want to download.
Yes.
I want to get it.
I'm surprised how low ratings a lot of war movies get from that era.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm a movie nut. I've seen so many movies I start to lose track of which ones I have seen. But yeah, I love a lot of those old movies. I grew up watching them.
Mm.
Do you have any current favorites, Bradley?
Current favorites? What?
Current favorite movie?
Well, we just did that, didn't we?
No, I thought you. But yeah, if he's got what?
Movie we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
We do a movie looking forward to. Like a current movie I'm looking forward to would have to be the new Lupin.
Oh,
the
yeah.
The CGI Lupin.
Yeah. Oh,
looks
man.
good.
Yeah.
Following its development for a while. So
Yeah.
it's like, yes, please give me this.
Have you been following the Godzilla movies?
Have you seen? There is the Godzilla anime trilogy.
Meh. Not that interested in Godzilla. Like I do enjoy its history, but it's not the monster movies really.
So you haven't watched any of the old original Godzilla movies?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't mind watching them alone. It saves me being annoyed by people asking silly questions. Yeah. Any other questions, DJ? I've got crickets going in the distance.
I got none so far, but how about you, Professor?
I've covered everything I prepared. So, is there anything you'd like to tell us about your upcoming work? Do you have any release dates?
Not really at the moment. It's still a while away. Probably a year or two, because single-handedly developing things, takes time, especially if uni things get in the way.
The life of a single indie developer.
It's such fun. Yeah, because Joe and Lena, they'll come on board soon. So Joe's my composer, and Lena's helping out with art. But it's still a while away, because the game's got to get to a level where they can help out. I've got to write the GED up. Yeah, it's going to be some time. But we'll get there eventually. But outside of that, not really.
All right, then. So that's all we have for this week. Thanks for joining us, Bradley.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So we'll see you guys next week with the regular podcast.
Where can they find us, DJ?
They can find us on Twitter at @namalgamated. They can find us on Facebook. They can also find us on our website, that'snotcanon.com, where we've got an archive of our old episodes. We've got merchandise, very, very nice merchandise. And they can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, And
So
if they have
what's our email address
nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com.
and our Twitter address?
I just
Or
did that.
tag? Oh, sorry, you dropped out for a second.
Oh, yeah. Our Twitter handle is @namalgamated.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's the end of the show then, is it? I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see you all next week, and you can see Bradley's game An Aspie Life on Steam.
See you guys.
Remember to look after yourselves, take care of each other, and stay hydrated. Hooroo.